Now we'll be continuing with the strokes. So I'm drawing square boxes. Okay. So now I'm taking a green color. Okay. And just I'm diagonally drawing lines. Okay. This is called hatching. This is called hatching. Hatching, and in cross hatching, you will be doing diagonally the lines, and again diagonally lines, but in an opposite direction. Okay. So this is called cross hatching. Cross hatching. So in last class we have learned the gradation. Gradation is something you are having darker shade, then medium, then the lighter, and having a fading effect. So this is the gradation. So, and hatching and cross hatching is mostly used in pencil sketching and all, and even with the color pencils also you use, like to differentiate two things in a picture. For example, in a picture I am drawing a house. Okay, drawing a house where I want my roof to be, like I can use this cross hatching technique where I can have this type of this thing. And suppose I am drawing a tree. Okay, I can give a hatching technique. So here also I can use. So the same picture I am using the same pencil, but I am differentiating the things in a different way, with here cross hatching and here hatching. So in this way, and there is one more technique, scumbling. Scumbling is you just, this is called scumbling. It spirals. Okay, generally this can be seen like in the pictures of a tree. Okay, tree, for trees and all you can use. And there is one more method, stippling. Stippling, where you can see dots. You are filling the dots. Okay, the dots, smaller dots, big dots. This is called stippling method. So if you, now I wanted to fill this dot. So I am using different things in one drawing to differentiate roof, wall, like that. Okay, leaves, the trunk and all that. So these are some of the things which we use in generally in drawing. And now coming to the hatching and cross hatching technique, you can also create such pictures like hatching. So you can create such pictures like butterfly. You can see here hatching and here cross hatching. The body is again cross hatching. So these are the things that you can create with hatching and cross hatching technique. And you can also see that your drawing also will changes depending upon on which paper you are drawing. On a cartridge paper you see this textured paper, you have some textured effect, and on a plain paper you can just see the normal plane. Okay, and when you use two different colors, okay, you are layering it. For example, you are coloring blue color first. Okay, blue color first, then again you are doing an yellow color over it. You will have a layered effect, that is called green effect. Here we got green effect because yellow and blue, when you mix you will get green effect. So you got a layered thing. Similarly, the red and yellow, when they are layered, like when you color over the other, so you have an orange effect. This is the layering. So you are blending two colors. It's some sort of a layering. Okay. These are some of the tips generally we use for drawing, and you can also have, while coloring any picture, you will be going in one pattern. For example, see the square. They have done in a longitudinal way, that is vertical strokes. You can see this also, depending upon the picture, the shape of the triangle, they are done, and this is this way. And if you see this picture, they have left some space here to give the light effect. So to give this light effect, they have left, means they have not completely colored. It was like some sort of shading. So they have left that area as if some light is falling. So this is an object leaf where they have done with green and little bit yellow is blending. That is like the leaf, instead of completely coloring with one, they wanted to highlight the leaf, the edges. So this also the light effect little bit. So here green and yellow, again green, little bit shading, and they have blended it. So here this is a blending, here also is a blending, and here the same color, but they have given the light effect. So these are some of the tips that we use generally in coloring. And when you take the different shapes like cube, pyramid, sphere, you can see here when you place a cube, you can see here darker lines and compared to above, so that the light is falling and you cannot see the thick color. So you are differentiating that thing. So to differentiate and to give a 3D look, you are just using the dark tone and light tone. Similarly here the edges, you are not completely coloring it, you are leaving little bit edges so that to give a 3D effect. And whenever you just color thick around the edges and leaving little bit in the center, it gives a 3D effect. Even the cone, if you see, you feel that there is a hollow, and you see this is like lifted up. This is because of the color they have given here. Here they have focused more coloring on the edges and rather than the middle, and this gave a 3D effect. Similarly, cylinder, and here there is a vertical line, vertical at the edges there it has colored, and in between it was faded, then again the center. So we wanted to give a 3D effect by coloring this way. Okay, these are some of the to make an illusion, like to give a 3D effect, something which is real. So this is called adding value to a picture. Okay. Now coming to the types of strokes. Now left to right. In last class I already told you that to give a lighter shade you use less pressure on your pencil, and for darker shade you will put little more pressure to give a darker shade. So that is the thing. And so left to right. Now from top to bottom, and from bottom to top. Okay. I'm taking little dark color so that you can see clearly. Okay, blue. I have taken red and blue. So where I am coloring from top to bottom, gradation, I am following the gradation: dark, medium, lighter and fade away. Similarly, I am taking a blue color where I am starting from bottom, dark, now I'm teaching you strokes plus the blending. So now here is the blending. Okay, now here I'm teaching the blending, and here now I have used left to right, from top to bottom, from bottom to top. So the same strokes I am using but in a different directions. Okay, now when I mix these two colors, that is I am blending it. Okay, for example, I am bringing my strokes from top to bottom. Okay, now again from bottom to I'm just blending it. So now you can see this portion and this portion and this portion. So when it is blended, you are getting a layered effect. This is called the blending. Okay, and it gives a different effect and a different color. Red and blue, it's violet, so you will get a violet tinge here. So similarly, so you can practice, like you can make some boxes like this, and you can make some boxes like this, and you can follow different colors. Okay, and you can do from top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom everything practice, and again from bottom to top. Okay, so this you practice, and when it is coming, you can blend. See the two things, when you plus, see they have given plus, when you blend you will get like this violet. So try to draw like this boxes and you just practice. Okay. Now I'm drawing 3 boxes, but I am following now different direction, that is diagonal direction. So I finished from top to bottom and bottom to top. Now I'll be doing a diagonal direction. Now this strokes will go diagonally, that is top to bottom, and this strokes will go diagonally but from bottom to top. So now I'm using the same colors. Okay, you can change like any color. So now dark, okay. Now again from bottom, okay. Now I will try to blend these two colors here diagonally. So that means the direction will be here and here, same thing here and here. Okay, this is very important for shading, and you, based upon this, you will be coloring many pictures. So drawing is one method and coloring is also a different method, where you have to learn so many techniques. So now the blending is happened here, blue, red, and here violet tinge. So this is called the blending, that is layering. So similarly you have to practice. Okay, similarly you have to practice here from top to bottom diagonally with different colors. You can make such boxes and you can practice, and from bottom to top. So this is how you have to practice, and when it is blended, it should be blended like this. See, both the things, green and blue, they have blended it like this. Okay, so you can change different colors, draw some boxes like this, and you can practice. Now you can have vertical. Now similarly draw. You can use oil pastels, wax crayons, whatever you have you can use. I'm just showing with the pencil. Now okay. Now I will be showing you vertically. Again left to right, but you will have vertical lines. Okay. So now I am using red, where I will be drawing a thicker lines. I mean darker tone, gradually medium, then light. Okay, you can fill the box actually. I'm just showing you. Again see, now here I started with left to right and here right to left. So left to right to left and here left to right. Okay. Now I'm blending. Okay, I'm just blending both the colors. This is gone. So similarly same thing, you can draw some boxes and you can practice. So you draw 5 boxes, practice this way, and again 5 boxes, practice this way, and try to blend. You use different colors so that your hand will move and you will have a lot of idea regarding this. Okay, so now the same method you can also add one rectangular box. For practice I'm showing you. Okay, then you can have 3 different colors. Okay, just start blending. Okay, I'm done. Now I will take green. Okay, then blue. I'm just overlapping and doing it. See, I have started from green, first red, then green. Here I have overlapped, and from green I have started a little bit before, like before ending the green I just started purple, then I stopped, then I can take another blue, and I'm blending somewhere. Okay, that means you can see this portion, this. So try to blend and try to practice this way. So this layering, again color, there's a differentiation. So whenever you're filling the coloring, or when you are coloring a picture, so certain things will enhance your drawing. Okay. Now I'll tell you some more blending techniques. Blending ways are there. Okay. Now I'll show you with scumbling. Already I told you what is scumbling. So using this scumbling, I'll tell you what to do. Now I have taken yellow and red. Okay. Now I just do a scumbling. As you know that scumbling is nothing but like scribbling. So I'm just doing like this. I'm filling the box. So you can see I'm just filling the box. Okay, doing like this. Okay, now I want to blend yellow in this. So okay, I'm getting light. I'm using oil pastels. I wanted to show you with using different things, so I just using the oil pastels. You can do with color pencils, whatever. So now you see the blending. Okay, this is one type of blending. Now one more blending is stippling. Okay, in stippling I told you the dots. Okay, now the same thing, I will put big dots, small dots, whatever dots you are filling the box with dots. Okay, dots. Okay, dots. Now I am just blending with another color, yellow, where I will be filling the same thing, dots only. The stippling is nothing but you are filling with dots method, whether small or big and all. So, and this is a blending. This is one type of blending where you are filling with dots. Okay. Okay. You can fill it more dots. Okay, then it will be more. Okay. So this is one blending, and one more blending is blending with finger. Okay, now what I will do is I will draw a box. Okay, now I will do the layering technique, right? Red, then again yellow. Okay, I am just using my finger and I am just rubbing over it. This is a very good blending, but only thing is that your finger will get strained actually. Okay, as you, and this is a very good technique, because when you are rubbing over that, the heat is produced and the pigment is still there and it spreads actually. It will not, like when you use the scraper and all, the pigment is washed away. But in this technique you are just moving your finger, and with the heat the pigment spreads. It will not wash away. So this is a very wonderful technique. Okay, but only thing is that it's pressure. Okay, now this is one more thing. And now blending with either cotton, you can use a cotton, cloth, a soft cloth, or tissue, or even a normal paper also. Okay, tissue. So now in this, what you have to do is, now I'm using the same color. Okay, you can change the colors. Okay, if you just, I wanted to show you the difference how. Okay, now I'm using red, yellow, same thing, and just layering it. Okay, now I'm taking a tissue. Don't waste the entire tissue, just take a small piece and you just rub over it. This is very important. These are very important ways of blending, because you will be using in your drawings. For example, when you do a sunset or some background where you need blending of colors, these are very, this is how. But see, there is no pigment here, everything is washed away, but you can see here. So you can see the four different, this is a scumbling method blending, stippling, and this is with a finger, and this is with a cotton cloth tissue extra. Okay, so this is very important, and this is generally we use in different drawings, but actually I wanted you people to know it actually. So that's what I wanted to trying to show it. Otherwise, when you deal with different types of drawing, you will be using this. Okay, but I wanted to add in this topic because it helps, because you are learning the blending ways, so it is better to learn different types rather than going only the basic thing. Okay, these are some of the 4 blending techniques. Now, using this technique, you can also draw a picture like this. Now already like a sunset is there, so using the pencil you can draw here some creeper or something, whatever. So it becomes the background and this becomes the forehead. And if you color this into black, and it becomes a shadow drawing. So you can create such things actually by your own. So you can use different color layers and you can try it out. Okay.